Good morning. Now, why do I keep forgetting about this? Why is it that I remember looking this up and seeing this and talking about it, and then I forget we have to do it, and I don't know why that is, and it kind of bothers me. But we've got to put those little doors on over the windows. Now, I don't think I'll forget again, but for some reason I just keep getting the Nelson and the Rodney mixed up. We are doing the Rodney, even though it says Nelson on the bottom of the hull. Yeah, and we do have to put these on. It's just that they don't talk about it until way into step 44, which is near the end of the manual. You know, like this is the second last page, you might say. I don't know why it is that they want these put on now, because they should realize that in all likelihood by now people would have the hull painted, and it's my opinion that these little doors should go on before the hull is painted. Now, maybe they thought they were going to be a different color or something like that. And anyway, let's find them. I do have a recollection of cutting them off and putting them in a test tube. And if I did do that, we do have them. Somewhere over there. Okay. Let's roll back and see how it is that we got to this place here, and also this place here. Okay, so what I was trying to do here is I want to be able to video spraying this rudder, but also I was trying to figure out how can I hang on to it so that I can spray the entire thing. And I thought if I could grab the end of this here that shoves up into the bottom of the hull on the stern, then if I mark it up or don't paint it, it doesn't matter. It's going to be out of sight in the hole in the hull. But the pliers kept slipping off, and tweezers also didn't want to hold. They kept letting go, and I could envisioning, just about being finished painted, and it slips off on me and marks my fresh paint job. Okay, so what I've done here, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, I've drilled a hole. I'll just try and get this so that everybody can see it, especially me. Okay. My fingers don't want to cooperate here. Okay, so I've drilled a hole right up the center of the shaft there. Let me check the monitor. Can you see that? Oh yeah, you can see that good. And I'm going to put a needle in it. Maybe I didn't make the hole big enough. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, now if I put that needle in, oh come on, Ron. Okay, I don't know why it wasn't going in before. I must have not had it right. But there, you can see it goes in. And just sort of make it nice and tight. Now the idea is I can grab it with tweezers or the helping hands or anything. Probably my pliers here will probably be the best. My hands are in the road, I know. I'll do better once we start to paint. But anyway, you can see the idea is now I'm going to be able to hold it and paint all the way around. Okay, enough talk. Let's get at it here. Okay. I'm going to prime it with a couple of drops of isopropyl. All right, 3 drops. And remember, we were having trouble getting it started last time. I don't know what the problem was there. Yeah, I just shook this up and it's already thinned from before. Now it doesn't matter if we have to pour back a lot or pour back a little, so we may as well make it easy for ourselves here. I know I'm not going to need that much to paint this little rudder. Alright. Put our lid on. Alright. Are we going to work here now? Let's get our fan going. I think that's pretty good. Now, our friend Gabe says that when he fixes a broken mug or something like this, he uses CA thick, or I think he referred to it as gap filling. He probably gets his CA glue from Lee Valley because that's what they call their CA thick. They call it gap filling. Well, it makes sense. Okay, now I'm also going to use thin here. Don't know if you can see it, but we've got another crack right here, which is basically only being held together by the handle in here and in here. I think the crack goes all the way right through, pretty much right all the way down. And I'm thinking if I spread it just a little bit here, okay, but put some CA thin on there and just let it wick its way into the crack, it's going to help. Now that's the plan here. I don't know if I can do that on camera or not. Maybe I'll just sort of recompose a little bit here. But you can see that there's basically only the 5 pieces. And I've already put this together once, and I know that I can basically get it together. It'll not, you won't be able to use it to drink out of it, but we might be able to put something in it or put it on the shelf as a display, or it was the thought that counted, Jeff. So Don't go feeling bad about this now. And do not think that you have to replace it. Please. I'll just feel bad if you do. Okay, let's just recompose here. And yeah, I have to watch I don't cut myself. These edges are quite sharp. Okay, what I've done here is I've forced this crack open just a little bit, and then I've stuck an old number 11 blade tip into it just to hold it open. And the idea is we're going to just drop CA thin along that crack and just hope that it sort of wicks its way in. I think it will. No, I'm getting a little bit too much in there. Well, okay. Maybe what I'll do is I'll take the blade out now. That goes together. Now, maybe I'll just take a paper towel here and just quickly swab that out. There we go. Alright, now maybe if I could just put a bit of a clamp or something on there and see if I can. I know that this is going to want to cure. Just put a little tension on it here somehow. This is probably not going the best way, but I'm probably moving it out of your field of view too. Okay, just a little bit of pressure on there. Doesn't have to be very much. Okay, we'll just leave that for a few minutes. So I finished editing out episode 1192 and I uploaded onto YouTube, and I think to myself, I think I'm going to go and have a nice hot shower. And it is a hot shower. It's actually a homemade steam room, and I can make it so hot I can't stand it if I want to. Anyway, get out of the steam, and I come up and I turn on the computer, and I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, well, let's just see if YouTube has got an episode into 4K yet. And they hadn't, but all of a sudden a little notification comes out of the bottom of the screen to tell me that Ozscale Modeling has something on live right now. And I'm thinking, well, how come I didn't know about that? Anyway, I go on to a show and get into it probably near the end of it and make a couple of comments. And you know how I am. I tend to say what I'm thinking about. And my surveillance monitor is sort of right here beside the computer. And I notice that the bird feeder's kind of low. So I peck into the computer. Bird feeder's getting kind of low. I gotta go. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm out there at the bird feeder and I'm thinking about what I had said, and I thought, my, that was rude. You know, like my bird feeder is more important than his live show. Sorry, Peter. I hope you didn't take offense. I like your show. I think you're a great modeler. I wish I could model like you do, but I don't think you're having any more fun than I am. Okay, I'm not going to test this now to see how strong it is because I'll probably end up breaking it apart. Now what we want to do is put some CA thick along this crack right here and put this piece in and then put the other piece in. I don't think it matters which one of these two we do first. I don't have too much time, but I probably got a couple of minutes going on here to get this. I'm wondering if, oh, here we go. I was going to say it could be that I didn't cut this short enough and it's not opening up. Okay, that's... I know this looks like it's porous, but it probably is not all that porous. Is this going to make a mess on me and ooze out and go running down the sides? Well, maybe a little bit here. I think we pretty much got it. Alright, now this other piece is going to have to fit in. Yeah, I think we can get that to go. Just barely. I can smell the CA, so it's curing. Maybe I won't put on quite so much on this one. This one's not going together too good. Oops. Oops. Well, it's a good thing this cures slowly. Alright, we got that one. But this one here is... I don't know. This may not work. But we're having fun trying, though, aren't we? You know, I might as well get this one at the same time. We got the time. Okay, this one goes in here. And then this one goes in here. Let's just put a little bit of CA in this crack right here. With something to hold on to. I'm starting to get this CA glue on my fingers here. Well, okay, I think I'm going to let that let that cure overnight. And then from the inside here, maybe we could, sort of fill in the crack. At least that's the plan. In the meantime, I think our rudder's dry. Let's take a look at that and see what that looks like. Okay, I think that's going to be just fine. It should clear coat exactly the same way as the rest of the hull. If I had have tried to do it with a brush, it probably would have looked different. And it's a big enough part that, it would have maybe been kind of obvious. Anyway, you can see the rivets, at least I can. Okay, let's call it quits for tonight. What do we got here? Oh my goodness, it's almost 9 o'clock. Yeah, we'll see you in the morning. Well, it is morning. And I just washed this cup out. And the reason being is a little while ago I reinforced from the inside with the CA thick. And then I sprayed the curing agent. And this particular curing agent, it seems to leave sort of a greasy film on everything. Anyway, maybe it's my imagination. Maybe I didn't let it dry long enough. But anyway, I don't think it's going to fall apart. Now, what are we going to put in it? I think that something ideal will be maybe our sanding sticks. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. That'll be the sanding stick cup from now on. So it's not all is lost here. And there's a picture of me on there. It's kind of nice. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Jeff, again. All right, let's give it a rest for a while now. Okay, as you can see here, I did find our test tube with our little doors, or shutters, or whatever you want to call them. And I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to spray them with our beloved 656. Yeah. I think it'll look, so that they sort of stand out. Because if I do them with the 66, like the rest of the hull, they're not going to really stand out. I mean, why bother putting them on if nobody's going to notice them, right? And I was noticing when Paul did a close-up of the ones that he put on, you could actually see where there were hinges, what looked like hinges on it. So I don't know if I'm not seeing them on there. Maybe I'm not looking close enough. Well, we'll zoom in anyway and spray them. Okay, we got them all. And what I've got going on here is the frog masking tape. Now these do not have to be all lined up nice and straight like sailors on the deck of the Rodney for inspection. They just have to be right side up. And I want to group them fairly close together so I don't need to spray a whole lot. Now I am not seeing those hinges. And I'm thinking that probably what's happened is I think that Paul is using a detailed kit, like the Pontos kit or something like that. It might not have been the Pontos. Paul, if you're listening, is that what happened? Is that why you've got what appears to be little hinges on the sides of yours? Yeah. Okay. All right, let's set up the spray. Oh, and I'm going to use the. Did I mention I'm going to use the 56? Yeah, I did mention that. Oh my goodness, memory's going. Well, I did remember to record the sunrise this morning, and so that we don't have to watch it all day long, I've sped it up 100 times here. Yeah, it was kind of nice. At least I thought it was nice. Not the best we've had, but yeah, kind of nice. Okay, here's what's happened. I've repositioned these, not because I wanted them to look nice, but because I wanted them to be more centered, so that when I turn this, they stay in the center of the field of view, because I'm planning to put the macro lens on and moving in nice and close. I have thinned my paint out here to I'm guessing half, and there is just a very, very tiny little bit left in there. There's maybe not even 1 milliliter, but I think it will be enough for our airbrush here, because we just got that little tiny postage stamp size area. Okay, just let me reposition here and get my airbrush going, and I'll put the macro lens on. Where's the macro lens? Here we go, and we'll move in nice and close. Okay, I've got my airbrush primed, and I've got my air pressure down to approximately 15 pounds. And last time I pulled the trigger it worked, so here's hoping it's going to work again. Well, I noticed it was starting to pool a little bit there, so I'm sure we got more than enough on. And hopefully when this dries and shrinks, we're not going to lose too much detail. I don't think we will. I think it's going to be okay. We'll let this dry now. I put on a little bit more than I had intended. Now, yeah, while I'm cleaning up my airbrush, this will dry, and then we'll take a nice close look at it. It's starting to dry already. Yes, it is pizza day on this very rainy, dark, drizzly. Well, it's not drizzling. It's actually raining quite hard right now. And yeah, I'm not going to belabor this. I'm only going to turn it one revolution. Yeah. This is the last of that pizza I made about a month ago. Oh, the humidity in here is about 40% right now. It's actually fairly dry, you might say. It's surprising it's only 40% considering it's been raining pretty well all morning. And we'll take a good look at these things in a minute here. But first of all, we've got something very important that we have to do. Now, who would have thought that when we had such a nice sunrise here just a few hours ago, that we were going to get this? And yet, on the other hand, red skies in the morning. Sailors, take warning. Okay, now, I think that before I try and pick these off with the tweezers, because I might scrape across the top, it might be advisable here to sort of lift it up and I want to get underneath now. I'm wondering if maybe I stuck these down too hard. They're really stuck on there. My goodness. Just get it loose here. Don't want to scrape the top. You know, this paint might not be completely dry yet. Okay, what time is it getting to be here? Excuse me. Okay. I think I scraped the top of that one, didn't I? At least it looks like I did. Maybe not. Okay, now we're going to have to probably use a little bit of CA to glue these down. Probably I'm going to use the CA medium or maybe even the CA thick. But that's going to have to be in the next episode. So thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.